Hey, how's it going, Vigilante? Yeah, it's been, you haven't missed too much. It's been kind of slow on the streams. Been working on a lot of commission stuff, so it's been kind of chaos. I didn't stream yesterday because I was so busy. By the time I got done, it was too late. So I'm just taking a personal day. Work on this a little bit. Hey, what's up, Matthew? Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm gonna do yet, who I'm gonna make it into. Got a couple ideas. I just feel like rebuilding a body. It's kind of just like one of those days where it's kind of in the mood to work on it. No, I'm not making Poison Ivy. It's just the statue from Sideshow that was Poison Ivy. Just gonna make some character. I don't know what character yet. But I took off all the leaves and I want to sort of rebuild the body a bit so I can get a better idea of who I want to make. love the statue, it's just that when you take off the leaves, you gotta rebuild everything. Yeah, I got a nice picture I'm using as a reference. It's a cool 3D piece of artwork, but I can't put that on the screen. Character's naked, so can't do that. Hey, how's it going, Hulk Smash? Yeah, I'm making a different character off of her. I don't know yet. So one of these side projects I have. Saturdays I try to do some personal stuff. So since I didn't stream yesterday, I figure I kind of work on her a bit today. I just got that urge to work on it. She's been, I've had all the stuff dremelled off for a while now. So I figure, what the hell. Yes, this is still one of those really good statues I like. She can be made into almost anybody. What I'm trying to do is, my one friend who met a John who does 3D printing, we're gonna find a different head for it. So I want to try to do this statue for once with a different head. See how it looks. But for right now, I just got to get the anatomy back up and running. Hi Ming, how's it going? No, that's fine. My friend has a... I looked on some of those 3D sites. There's a couple of heads on there I like. So I just might have one of those picked up. I haven't gotten that far yet. Right now I just kind of want to get the body situated. What I like to do is have these side items for filler projects, or if I'm just kind of caught up on something one night, just want to have things in hand. I like to have my personal stuff as filler because I don't like to use the filler stuff on commissions just in case it doesn't go the way I want it to. Yeah, he'll do a print for people, you know. He's located in Canada. But yeah, he would definitely do stuff for people. He does all my 3D well, not the 3D, the etching stuff on the bases and nameplates and stuff. He also prints out t-shirts. I had him do a bunch of t-shirts for me over the summer. If you keep it in a refrigerator, it should be fine. It only goes bad when it gets really, really tough and when the green side starts to yellow. Like if this side starts to yellow and get cakey and nasty and crusty, then it's going bad on you. But I've had this one for a few months. I got a little bit left and it's still fine. Hey, what's up, raccoon? No, I'm gonna make a new character out of Ivy. I just rebuilding the torso from taking off the leaves. I got lazy a few months ago when I was working on this. I just chopped it all off and I really didn't do a good job, so now I gotta kind of rebuild it. I got a couple characters in mind, so pretty much whatever I make, the stomach's gonna get kind of covered up anyway, but so I'm not gonna like give her crazy abs. Yeah, that's what I want to try to do different with this one. I'm going to change up her head, and I have an idea what I want to do. Problem is if I can actually make it work. We'll see. I think a different head on this might really change it up a lot. I think that's something I've always wanted to do before and never did. I got a few in mind. I'm gonna keep it secret just to kind of keep it a little surprise when I kind of have it all finished up. Yeah, this Ivy does have a nice face, but for once, I just want to try something a little different with it. Only because I want to sculpt the hair from scratch, and I want to see what it looks like with a different face for once, just to see. Giving her a hell of a booty on her, though. Gonna have to sand some of it down. You know what it is since we got the 3D printing now, and there's a lot of cool face sculpts on those sites. Just kind of thinking it'd be kind of a good idea to change it now. Because in the past, you know, I have to find a head that would be in scale. And she's not really 1/4. She's more of a 1/5, almost. Now, I never really thought of making that character a raccoon. But doesn't she have like 20 different outfits? Yeah, these are gonna be one of those items where I kind of do it to sell it off. I just never had anyone ever ask me about our, was it Talia Ghul? Talia Al Ghul. It's kind of, I've never really had anyone ask to do that character. Hey Raz, how's it going, man? You know, I have a lot of people that ask for obscure characters. They don't always get made, but I have people ask. If you can see from the side, I'm trying to get that little wave going thing. So I'm gonna kind of. I'm not trying to make her super ripped either. Yeah, I think this Poison Ivy is one of those statues that you can make any character off of almost, and it works. If there wasn't like 15 Vampirellas out there, I would definitely do one of those. But like I said, I'm getting that 1/3 Vampirella from Pop Culture Shock. I might use it for a custom project. Unless it's absolutely amazing in person, then it might just be flippable. sure whatever character I pick on this is going to get covered up, but it's good practice to sort of rebuild his stomach. That I'm not sure would work, only because her arms are not completely straight up in the air. It probably could work. But with a She-Hulk, I think you want a little bit more muscle tone to her. This has some muscle, but not enough, I would think. Yeah, every once in a blue moon I get lucky with this statue and I find it very cheap. Then other times all of a sudden she skyrockets to like almost $1,000 and then she drops back down. It's a weird statue. It goes up and down, up and down. Hey Conan, how's it going? Just okay, not good, not great, not bad. Oh, sorry to hear that, but you doing okay with that or what? I mean, I've had a couple friends and stuff test positive too, but they were fine in like 2 days. Hey Tony, this is just Poison Ivy. I'm rebuilding and I'm gonna make a different character. It's a side project, so I just wanted to get the body up and running, and then when I figure out who I want to use, I'll start messing with it. Yeah, like Raccoon says, that's what I've been doing ever since this started. I take zinc, vitamin D, and vitamin C every day. Well, not every day. The stuff makes me sick because I don't usually take vitamins. But I try to do at least every other day. And broccoli. Eat a lot of broccoli to clean out the blood. Or work on statues with tons of chemicals that kill everything like I do all day long. Oh, that's not good. Well, just try and take it easy. Eat a lot of soup. Yeah, Tony, this, if I could get more of this statue, I would, and I would make all kinds of characters. I just don't come across it at a decent price as much as I used to. But yeah, you can make anybody out of this one. The other thing too is you probably won't see statues like this made anymore anyway, because it's not too sexualized, I guess. At least for maybe the superhero stuff. But stuff like Deja Thoris and Vampirella will probably be the norm. There's an anime kit with this pose? Really? I don't think I've ever seen it. Yes, I did work on one vinyl kit once. I never finished it because the person I was doing it for sort of disappeared. And then I started working on it again and then they disappeared. I completely hate vinyl kits after that. Not because of the way we work, just because I hate vinyl. I don't like vinyl at all. It's too soft. You have to blow dry the hell out of it to get it back to where it's supposed to be. I don't do vinyl anymore. I didn't know. I have to look it up. Raccoon. I got a whole list of anime kits I still want to pick up. I just never seen the one that you're talking about, like this pose. Yeah, Raphael, this is just kind of prepping it up for something else down the line. It's personal day, so I'm just kind of doing my own little stuff today, messing around. A lot of the stomach will get buffed out, but at least we're kind of getting a decent ab section. Yeah, when I was working on the vinyl, my mistake was I put some resin in there. You know what it is? I don't have much experience with vinyl, but just after messing with it, I just don't like it anymore. So I've had a couple people in the past ask me to do vinyl kits for them and I just turn it down. I have no desire to work on vinyl anymore. some light, start seeing the reflections. Yeah, I don't. The vinyl kits are different. I know some guys, they do a foam filler inside the vinyl kits. Other guys just paint it hollow. They just leave it as is. Yeah, vinyl I just don't like anymore. I saw some old videos for like years ago of people painting up vinyls, and just seems too much work because they're all warped. Yeah, I've been to Wonderfest 2 times. I think back in 2006 and 2008, 2009. Those are the last times I went to Wonderfest. When I went in 2006, I was a noob. Didn't know anybody really. Some people were welcoming, other people weren't. But I learned a lot though. So I mostly go to Jersey Fest now, only because it's about an hour away from me, hour and a half. I don't mind Wonderfest, but the problem is if you don't have a car, you're kind of like stuck in the hotel. Yeah, that's the problem. I liked the Wonderfest. It was a lot of fun. I went. My first year is when they had it across the street from the hotel at that big convention center. And then the second time I went, they had it in the hotel. You know what it is like Wonderfest for me. I could go there for like 3 hours, see everything I want, and then I'm done. Same thing like Jersey Fest. But Jersey Fest, I'm kind of hanging out with my friends most of the time. So that's just the kind of person I am. Usually with conventions, I can walk around real quick, see what I like, what I don't want, and I'm done. But, so you fly out there, you're kind of stuck. Hulk, I don't know that character from Planet Hulk. I never read the story. But if it's the character I'm thinking of, I guess it's just a matter of like what statue you like for it. Whenever I brainstorm with people for commissions and they want a character but they don't know what statue to use, it all comes down to pose, price, availability. You know, you could find a really perfect statue for a character, but it could be like, you know, $4 grand, $3 grand, $1,000 on the secondary market. Or it could be a statue that's just released for $500, you know? So it all comes down to what you really like and what you're willing to spend. As far as the customizing market goes, you know. Yeah, conventions are always better with a group of friends and stuff like that. You know what it is too, is I grew up going to conventions because I used to go to comic book conventions like every weekend. Or, you know, ride my bike down to the hotel. And I'm so used to being able to go in, run around once it opens, find the stuff I want, and then I'm done. Because otherwise, if you screw around and you talk, you miss out on all the good deals and all the items, you know. So that's kind of what I do at the Wonderfest. Go around, check everything out, see what I want, and then boom. I went to the Transformers Con in Baltimore this past summer with my, or fall, with my college buddy and his friends. And I walked around the convention in like a half hour and I was already done. Not really into the whole Transformers scene, but just to check everything out was pretty cool. Yeah, that's why before the lockdowns, there was that what was it, the Meadowlands comic book convention over there by Newark area. Me and my friends were supposed to go to it, and then all of a sudden the lockdowns happened, so we didn't go. But supposedly that's kind of like an old school type of comic book show. And that's kind of what we want to start getting into once things open back up. Kind of go back and hunt some old comic books and stuff. Hey Yuma, how's it going? Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully I could do this for a couple more years. Supposedly there's a couple small conventions at hotels around me. I have to find out where they're at again, but supposedly they're just like, you know, simple little cons. Probably be worth checking out pretty soon. Yeah, Mark Newman did an amazing job on this sculpt. Is he even working for Sideshow anymore? I heard a rumor that he's not working with them anymore. Kinda sucks. Think he's doing more freelance stuff? Well, maybe I'm wrong. Is he still doing Sideshow stuff, or is he like gone from working with them? So I saw he did some pop culture stuff. So it makes me think he's not exclusive anymore, maybe? Conan, no, I don't do that. It's all one of a kind. Sculpt it from scratch and then that's it. Yeah, I love Newman stuff. And I guess he did work on that Vampirella 1/3 from Pop Culture. And I think he worked on the Lady Death as well. I mean, I like his digital stuff, but I think traditional will always be my favorite though. What's up, Yuma? It all started one day when I walked into the comic book store and I saw the Bowen Designs. Well, alright, I used to do anime kits after art school when I came home. Because in art school I used to mess around with those Spawn figures. I kind of would like screw around with them and repaint them. But when I came home from art school and I went into the comic book store, I saw the Bowen Designs Captain Marvel bust, and it was just absolutely blew my mind because that was my favorite character at the time, still is. So I picked it up and I brought it home, and then I discovered Statue Form, and I was like, oh man, I wish they made this you know, in the red and blue, the blue and white version. And somebody on the forum was like, why don't you just buy a second one and repaint it? And I was like, that's a good idea. So I bought it, I repainted it, and then that just kind of opened up a can of worms. And I've been doing it ever since. Now, I used to be a graphic designer doing it on the side. Just come home from work and I would just sit down at my table and customize and paint statues until I lost my job in 2012. And I figured, let's do this full time. And this is what I've been doing since. So when I was a graphic designer and I would work full time, you know, 40 hours a week, I would come home, kick off my shoes, put on like reruns of Seinfeld or whatever, and I would start sculpting for like, you know, or painting stuff on the side for like, you know, 5 hours a night. So I put a lot of time into it even when I had a full-time job. And I stopped going to clubs, I stopped wasting my money on going out doing stupid shit, and I kept on doing this stuff. And then when I lost my job, I couldn't find any graphic work anymore because graphic design died. Just that you just couldn't see, you know, just there was no graphic design anymore. And then I was getting so many requests, I figured, what the hell? You only live once. Let's give it a shot. Now mind you, I don't, you know, I'm not sitting here like doing nothing all day long, and you know, I work all day long, all week long on this stuff, but I love it. The best thing to do, Uma, is to contact me through my website's contact page. As of right now, I'm sort of catching up on the backlog from the lockdowns, because the lockdowns for the past 2 years screwed everything up with supplies and, you know, shipping and all that stuff. So right now I'm starting to talk to all the people that have been waiting for stuff. So I'm starting to get ready to take on another batch of stuff for people for the first half of this year. And then after that, hopefully I'll get back on to, you know, working. I can only do so much for so many people, so I'm limited to how much I can take on. Well, what happens is a lot of people contact me, and then I tell them, like, contact me at this date, I'll see where I'm at, and then they never hear from them again, and I move on to the next person. So things are always up in the air. Yeah, it's funny, the Jessica Rabbit statues, when I started doing this like as a job, I was really trying to hunt down statues to find cheap and customize and sell on eBay as a profit, you know, to kind of like, you know, bring in some income. And the Jessica Rabbits at the time, I was like, man, these things could be made into anything, because I got one damaged and I was like, oh, there's so much you could do with her. And she was only like $150, $250 for a while. And then I started customizing her, and then like it seemed like overnight she skyrocketed to like, you know, $1,500 or something. It's been crazy. But for so long, she was so cheap on eBay. If I had known, I would have bought up like 100 of them, you know? And I still get people to this day asking for Jessica Rabbits. So it's not like, you know, there's a huge fan base for her. Yeah, it's like the Jessica Rabbit statue. It's kind of funny that for so long nobody really wanted her, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere overnight. I think it's a mix that nobody's really doing Jessica Rabbits in that scale, that sexy pose. Well, you know, it's well crafted with the sculpt and cloth at the same time. I think when I did them, there was a Jessica Rabbit fan site that contacted me and asked me if they can, you know, put their item on their site. I was like, yeah, you could display, I don't care, you know, whatever. But I guess a lot of the fan base really didn't like jump on it because it was too much money at that time. Around the time she came out, she was like, what, $150, $250? And that people back then were like, oh, that's crazy, that's way too much money for a statue, I'd never spend that kind of money. But then when statues started hitting that $300, $400 mark, people were like, ah, it's not that bad of a price anymore type thing, you know? That's kind of how I see it. I could be wrong. Then again, maybe like, you know, people would get it in their collection, and then somebody would go over the house and be like, oh man, I've seen this but I've never seen it in person, now I want one. That happens a lot too. Yeah, I don't try to, I try to be honest with people. You can get into the statue hobby and you can commission somebody to do a full-blown sculpt, 3D print, paint. That's a lot of money. You could sit there and buy like 5-10 different statues that you really don't care about, or you can try to get one made of your holy grail character. You know, it all depends on how you see things. That's why now I kind of try to make my own personal grails. Yeah, I think if you want a 3D one, but you don't want to do the whole resin casting, you can you could contact that company Onage in China. They can 3D print it for you and do the whole resin and casting probably for the same amount somebody in the US would do it. And I actually think they do a decent job. But it gets expensive no matter what, especially with the inflation right now, with all the prices raising, it's even going to get worse. Unless you find a 3D printer guy that does really good resin, like that, Alright, so you know, there's a company called Onage in China, and those are the guys that do all those 3D printings. You know those reviews I do of all those sculpts? Hold on. Take it easy, Cohen. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so there's a company in China called Onage. They do all those statues kits that I like. You know the statue kit of the Cyclops I just did recently? That's the company Onage. So what they do is they 3D print the item for people, and then they make like I don't know, like 50 copies, and they sell it on Facebook, you know, for 50 people. You can actually contact them and say, hey, there's a 3D print I bought off of online. You know, like say there's a Catwoman 3D sculpt that you like. You buy it for $8. You could contact them to print it and make a copy in resin for you. They will charge you a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong. They might say it's like $3 grand to print it and get you a resin copy or something. Or they might print you a really high-end 3D print of good resin where you don't even need to make a copy. But the problem is like, say somebody in the US, you say, hey, I want you to print this out in 1/4 scale, but I want a resin copy. Well, they might only charge you like a couple $100 to print it, but then to mold it and cast it and ship it, you'd be looking at a couple grand maybe, because you know you have to buy the mold and it's like $100 per gallon, and then you got to buy the resin and you got to find somebody to make the molds and cast it and labor. So it's like either or, you're spending a lot of money. But there is some 3D printer guys out there that can use high-end 3D resin, like that Scream sculpt I just customized for someone, that head sculpt. That resin that they used was really, really good. Like a really good resin. It was like 4K ultra resin or something. So if you could find somebody to print an item with that type of resin, you wouldn't need to cast it up. Some 3D resins are really cheap and brittle and crack on you, but that resin for that Scream head was really, really strong. I actually liked it a lot. So I guess it's just a matter of doing your research, how much you want to spend, you know, who can do what for you. I'm learning as I go, so I don't know all of the ins and outs of the 3D stuff yet. But I do know molding and casting is not cheap. If you ever want Dez's email for Onage, you can send me a message on my site, and I'll send you his email. He's a nice guy. He does a lot of this 3D stuff for people. Like I don't know everything they do, but I'm pretty sure if you contact them, he can say, hey, I'm looking to get this done, one of a kind, blah blah blah. and they might be able to print it out for you. And then there is some people in chat, I don't know if they're in right now, but they can do 3D prints as well. Some local people. You know, if you want a quick 3D print of something. Almost everybody in chat has a 3D printer now. I'm the only one that doesn't have a 3D printer, and I don't plan on getting one for a long time, so. Yeah, 3D printers are getting, it's kind of like I've always said before, it's kind of like the age of inkjet printers and laser printers. They came out, they were super expensive, they're getting better and better, smaller, streamlined, cheaper. It'll get to the point where everybody will be able to get one at a fairly good price. Then that's when I'll get into it more. But for right now, I'd rather focus on doing what I'm doing, because it's fun, and I'm sure one day I'll wake up and 3D printers will be everywhere, and what I'm doing now nobody will care about, so. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the learning curve yet. I want to be able to, one day when you just get a 3D printer and everything is so streamlined, you could kind of just push a couple buttons and hit a little line and cut things and you're done. Right now I'm not really want to sit there for a couple hours a day learning this stuff. It'll take up too much time, so. Well, Yuma, you could contact me whenever, and we could always brainstorm. It's just that I can't commit to anything until I'm ready to take stuff on. So I get a lot of people who just will sit and wait until I'm ready to take it on, and other people will be like, well, if you can't do anything now, I don't want to deal with you. So it's always, doesn't hurt to talk about it, even if I can or can't do it. Yeah, I don't plan on going away or stop doing anything, but you know, I think a lot of people are going to get spoiled by 3D printers sooner or later. But I'll be the guy that'll still be buying broken stuff on eBay and junk, you know, kind of like a junk guy for statues. You find a cheap item that's broken or old and not useful, and you kind of customize it and go from there. Sorry, Uma. I get a lot of emails, so I can't. It's not that I ignore people. I try to, you know, try to keep up with my stuff, but I'm not as good. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? I'm doing all right. Iuichi, man. You can sculpt anything with any stuff. It just depends on the polymer and the dry clay. I don't know what that stuff would do down the line. Like, I don't know how strong that stuff is. I never used it, so I have no clue. Raz, I might have missed it. I'm not really sure. Edwin, I've been using this safety solvent for years on my hands. As far as I could tell, it's called safety solvent. It probably might not be good. I don't care. Like I said, for people, the stuff I chop up and paint with and stuff is probably not good for you. I don't give a crap. You know, you could drink, you could smoke all your life and whatever. So I haven't had any problems with it. I mean, of course, you could see all this clay sticking to all of my hands. I mean, you can buy the safety solvent, and if you're concerned, you can wear rubber gloves, and you probably would be fine. But so far, I haven't had any issues. But then watch what happens when I'm like 70. I would probably regret it, but I don't care. Yeah, send it again, Raz. I might have missed it. I had an influx of emails because I told everybody to wait till like January to email me about commissions. So I've been pretty swamped with that. I haven't gotten back to everybody yet, so slowly going through everything. I'm gonna have to buff all this out once it cures. Yeah, I think I'll try to keep doing this as a business and hobby until the point where I'm an old dude and my hands are shaking and I can't do the crap anymore. The only thing that's going on me is the eyes now. The eyes are starting to go. That's what happens when you get older. That's why I gotta wear the headgear and stuff all the time. But so far we're looking pretty decent. I think once I buff it up and prime it and tweak some areas here and there, it'll come together. But this is all probably get covered anyway with like an outfit. I'm gonna have to retweak all this in here. I can't really get in there because there was that weird piece for her flowers here, so I gotta kind of tweak that up. Alright, yeah, I got the email. I'll try and reply tomorrow. Sunday's my email day. Jacob, this is a Poison Ivy. This is just one of my side projects. I don't have a character yet. I just wanted to rebuild the body. I got a lot of side projects that are kind of I've been doing whenever I go in the garage and chop stuff up. I chop up these side items, and then when I have extra A's, I've been slapping it on these things. I'm getting ready for the next batch of commissions coming in, so I want to have all this other stuff prepped up so I don't waste materials. Plus it's Saturday, it's kind of personal day today, so I just kind of wanted to tweak this item up a bit. I didn't stream yesterday because of I was working on 2 commissions, and before I knew it, it was like 4 o'clock, and I just said, screw it, let me just keep plugging away on these items. Yeah, I think once I sand this down a bit more, it'll clean it up. Right now it's kind of messy. But at least I got the abs sort of sculpted in. I'm not going crazy with the abs because they're going to get kind of covered, so I don't need to really fill it in. Alright, Raz, I came in. I'll check it out later. Raphael? No, I haven't had an issue with Aves. What issue are you having with it? You bought gray that has... okay, I've always had a problem with Aves, the natural stuff. It's kind of like that grayish green color. I only buy the red. I only buy the red, and I only buy the Fix-It sculpt. You know, the regular Fix-It sculpt stuff. I don't buy their natural. It's not gray, it's natural. Did you buy that? It's kind of like a grayish green. A bit more tacky. Did you buy it directly from Aves, or did you buy it from like a different store? Like I bought this container, what, like 3 months ago, and I left it in the refrigerator, and it's perfectly fine. I pulled it out of the refrigerator. It's all tacky. There's no issues with it. I mean, I got to put it back in the refrigerator tonight. I know the natural color from Aves, which is when you open it up, it's like both sides are almost looking this type of a color on both of them. It's very, you lose, like, I can't really see what I'm doing, like with this pink, the red stuff. It is tacky though. But I know the super white, they have a super white container that is such like white ink paint in there, it gets everywhere and it's a mess. So I just like the red. The red to me always seems soft. And it also goes over gray primer gray. A dark gray? Yeah, I don't know. It could be the ink in it. Try the red. Honestly, just try the red. Pick up a red container and see if you like that better. I find the red is better because if it's on your fingers, you can see it. If you get it all over the item, you can see it. I find that red seal, like, you know, you can see all the sculpt, you know, around. So I don't know, I like the red. Try red, see if you like it. Edwin, I don't do anything of that small scale. I usually stick to 1/6 and up. So anything smaller I really don't mess with. I think the smallest thing I ever did was one of those little Disney characters. I took the Elsa and I turned her into a Sith Lord. But yeah, I don't mess with anything really too small. It's, I don't like it because it's hard to deal with, plus I can't see it. Yeah, Raphael, try the red. See if you like the red. The other thing too is, you know, the safety solvent I use to soften it up, and it gets tacky, and it goes over everything pretty well. So if you're not using safety solvent, that could be an issue too. Alright, so depending on like the statue you're using, so some things A's won't stick to is, say you have a like, let me grab it over here. So say you have a metal rod, like say this metal rod is sticking here. And you try to sculpt eaves around this, but you know, you're trying to sculpt all the way around it. What happens is the eaves doesn't really bond to it, and it just keeps moving around. But this could happen with like really smooth resin and primer too. So sometimes you might need to put like a little eaves around here and let it cure up for an hour or two, or like the night, and then the next day you can start sculpting onto it, and eaves will bond to eaves a little bit better. The only time I've never had eaves bond to like a statue is if it's really smooth and it's oily. So if you have a statue from like a sideshow or something, the safety solvent kills a lot of the paint, so then it starts mushing up the paint, and then you can, like, the eaves will stick to it better. Yeah, try the solvent, try the red, try the Fix It Sculpt too. You know, not Fix It, but Fix It Sculpt. You know, Fix It Sculpt, because I usually mix a little bit of Fix It Sculpt in with the red, and I get this kind of pinkish color. But safety solvent is kind of what'll help get it tacky. Like even Magic Sculpt. So Magic Sculpt, trying to get it to stick to this like painted resin area sometimes doesn't really grab it too well. Because this stuff is like different than Abe's, but similar. It's kind of, you know, I've been doing it for a while, so my formula is Fix It Sculpt, Red Abe's, and Safety Solvent, and it works. So, try it. It depends on which putty you use. I use this Tamiya putty, the basic gray, for filling in scratches. So, like, so when this cures up and I need to start sanding this down, I'll use this putty to fill in some of the areas a little bit here and there. You know, maybe even the belly button, because when I do the outfit, you don't see a belly button. But as far as the other putties, I never really use them. I only use their putty for scratches. And I use Where is it? It's here somewhere. It's always in front of me, I just never see it. Where the hell did I do it? Hold on. There it is. Yeah, so I use my little rubber tool for like spackling this putty stuff. But I know they make other putties, but I don't really use them, so. Yeah, I just use this for scratches. Like if there's like a dent on here somewhere. I don't have an example on this one. I'll just use this and I'll just spackle a little spot there, you know, like here. So this is the gray putty. So you just throw some on there. And so say there's like a hole right here. Just kind of like spackle that little hole. And then what will happen is this stuff will dry in fairly fast if you don't like, if it's not glopped on like this, if you spackle it, like really kind of like get air in there, you know, just kind of do that. And if you walk away for like 10-15 minutes and come back, you could probably start sanding this down. So if you're painting up an item, I've done it in a couple of my videos where I start doing skin tone and I'll find, oh crap, there was a scratch here I missed. I could put some putty there, let it dry, sand it, and then you're good. The other putties from Tamiya, I think you gotta let them dry a little bit longer, but some of the guys in the comments might know more than me. Yeah, the Magic Sculpt, that's where I get it. I get it from Complete Sculptor in New York. It's Complete Sculptor, I think that's what they're called. So the Magic Sculpt is good for, like when I broke this leg off before I attached it back, I had all Magic Sculpt around in here. And I bonded the leg back to the resin with the Magic Sculpt. Alright, let me go wash these down real quick. Yeah, see, I'm so used to Aves that I'll just use Aves for when I build my kits for filling in gaps. Especially polystone. Because, like I've said in the past, so when you start sanding this area down, I think it might even be the same thing with like Tamiya putties. This is polystone resin, and that would be Aves or some other putty. So the putty might sand faster than this, so you might get like warpage. That's why I kind of like to Dremel out all the resin and really sand it down and make it smooth. But regular resin kits, probably you don't have to worry about that because the resin will be softer than polystone. I don't have many putties. I just have basic gray putty and Aves and Magic Sculpt, and that's all I use. I don't like trying to get too many different products because these just seem to work for me. Put her up on the base. It's kind of, yeah, there's some more tweaking I'm going to have to do to this. Let's see if we can get this down a bit. Come on. Yeah, a little bit more tweaking on this. I gotta sand some down. Really clean it up. I might have to Dremel some areas out and tweak it a little bit more. It's possible. But I'm definitely going to have to sand some of this down here, sand some of this down, clean up around in here. But I think it should look okay. Yeah, the picture I have on screen that I'm using as a reference, I can't show online. But I kind of was following this a little bit. But so far I'm happy with it. It's cleaned up a little bit more. It's a little bit more over here I gotta fix. But other than that, I kind of like it. I think it's okay. Gotta clean up the side in there. Sand down a lot of this here. I brought this part of her stomach out a little too much, so I think I'm going to have to take it down a little bit. But I'll do that with sandpaper. I think once I sand it down, it'll be a little bit smoother and cleaner. Yeah, but I think a different head on here would look pretty cool. So just come up further like that. Now that I realize I must have really took down the back a lot when I Dremeled her out, so she's got a hell of a booty curve now, which is okay. We'll leave it like that. Because usually the hair I think was a little bit closer, unless I just didn't put the head in correct. No, it's in. Yeah, definitely cut the back in a lot more than I expected. That's alright. Think it works. Alright, next time I'm in the garage chopping stuff up, I'll hopefully I can sand her down. Start working on the character here and there. But that's what I'm calling the stream today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Something a little bit different. Kind of doing what I normally do on some Saturdays. I'm going to take a break for a bit and try to finish up some other stuff later tonight. Yeah, you guys might like the character. If I could pull off what I'm thinking, maybe by the summertime she'll be done. We'll see. Well, if I have time. But, have a good one, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, butterfly. But call